Los Angeles Rams may be in a bad situation long term, but it really doesn't matter because this is a team a couple years ago that just won the Super Bowl, and it seems like they're still in the Super Bowl hangover phase. But the Los Angeles Rams could be all right moving forward as well. When you look at this Los Angeles Rams team, yes, they just traded Jalen Ramsey, and they may be getting off a lot of contracts because of the cap situation. But at the end of the day, you did it all for a Super Bowl, so let's give them a standing applause for that. The bad thing about this is when you go all in, you say F those picks, you need those picks long term. And after this upcoming draft, lucky for this team, they get their first round picks back. So that's a good thing. But the Los Angeles Rams are in a bad situation when you look at this team offensively. No, I'm not talking about Cooper Kupp. He's still one of the best wide receivers in the league. I understand last year was a down year and he was hurt some of the season. But guess what? Cooper Kupp is still really good. Matthew Stafford is still a good quarterback in the NFL, even though he had 10 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. The main thing is with Matthew Stafford, has no offensive line, has no run game. So last season was a season from hell for Matthew Stafford. They couldn't protect him up front. This offensive line needs the most work. I see a lot of people talking about how the Rams are down their luck. Now they need to start the rebuilding phase. They need to build the trenches. And not just on the defensive side to help out Aaron Donald. You need to build this offensive line back up to what it was when you had Todd Gurley and crew and you could run the football at a high rate. This team could not run the football last season. They were 26 in rushing offense. That's not going to work with Matthew Stafford. Not saying that he needs the best run game in the league or even a top 5 run game, but you need some consistency at the running back position, and it needs to start with the offensive line first. You got to protect Matthew Stafford because when you look at the games that he did play last season, and he only played some of the season, he missed majority of the season dealing with an injury. The reason he got injured because they couldn't protect him. The Buffalo Bills game to start off the season, they got blitzed heavy and they couldn't stop Von Miller and crew. He got sacked a lot. The 2 games against the San Francisco 49ers, he got sacked and beat up a lot behind that terrible offensive line. And against the Dallas Cowboys, don't get me started. Micah Parsons and crew had a field day. So you have to go out there, find a semblance of just getting this offensive line to just being back to what they were a couple years ago. And losing Andrew Whitworth really hurt this team a lot. They need to solidify the tackle position and get some guys up front and help out this run game. They also need to get a more dynamic running back that can catch the ball at the backfield and help out Matthew Stafford. You don't have to get top end running back play, but you need the guy that can be consistent and give you 90 to 100 yards a week, or even some weeks give you some pass catches out the backfield as well. So you can do that in this offense. I believe that will help. I can see them trading Allen Robinson. That's a horrible contract in my opinion, because you look at Allen Robinson, he isn't the same player he was with the Chicago Bears. 33 catches for 339 yards and 3 touchdowns. And he may be able to ramp up that production with a healthy Cooper Kupp alongside him, with a healthy Matt Stafford, and with an offensive line that can protect Matthew Stafford so he can go through his full reads. But I just don't see it. He didn't look like the same wide receiver, and he hasn't looked like that in the last couple of years. It's a bad contract for the Rams, and they may be trying to get off this contract, and they may be trying to trade him, similar to how they had to trade Jalen Ramsey to the Miami Dolphins. And speaking of trading Jalen Ramsey, that was a good move for the Los Angeles Rams. He's a good corner, but they couldn't pay out that contract then with the cap situation that they're in. So you get a 3rd round pick back. I know some people say he was worthy of being a first or even a 2nd round pick. That may be true, but you take what you can get when you're just trying to unload some cap like how the Los Angeles Rams are. The bad situation about this is you're not going to go out there and get a corner that can give you similar to production to Jalen Ramsey. And he is coming off of a down year, but he still is a very good corner in the NFL. He's still one of the better corners in all of football. But you losing a star like that is going to hurt when it comes to production on the field. You also have some big free agents as well when you talk about Troy Hill, Taylor Rapp, and Nick Scott. All of those guys are free agents, and it may be hard to bring some of those guys back if they don't take sweetheart deals for you. They also need to get another pass rusher on this team to help out Aaron Donald, a guy that can create some pressure off the edge, similar to how they made the trade to go get Von Miller. They need to go out there and try to get a guy that can give you similar production that Von Miller gave you when they went and won the Super Bowl, because it's very debatable. If they don't make that trade for Von Miller, they probably don't win that Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals. He was a key figure into why they won that Super Bowl, and he was an amazing figure to why they made that playoff run that they did. So the Rams have a lot of holes that they need to fill up and fix on this team, but I still like this team. I still like the coaching staff a lot. I think that they'll make a lot of noise in their division. I don't see them going back to the Super Bowl anytime soon, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. This team won a Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and a lot of people expected this to happen. They expected when you go out there and you trade picks for veterans, you get the big time contracts, and that F them picks philosophy will come back and bite you at some point. It just came back to bite this team. So the Los Angeles Rams are in a situation to where they could rebuild or they can delay it a little bit. I think that their defense will still be good with Aaron Donald and crew up front. You still have a very good defensive coordinator in Raheem Morris. I am higher on him than a lot of people. I think that he's a very good DC. And last season, their defense was the shining spot of this team, even when Aaron Donald was hurt. And they found a way to win some games, like how they did against the Las Vegas Raiders with Baker Mayfield going down there. And that could also be another reason why Allen Robinson's numbers weren't up to par, because he had a revolving door at the quarterback position, but that comes down to fixing that offensive line. So the Rams are a few pieces away from being back to what they were. Well, they are a lot of pieces away from being back to what they were when they won a Super Bowl, but they're just a few pieces away from being a consistent, competitive team on a week-to-week basis. I still love the head coach, Sean McVay. He's one of the better play callers in the NFL. Raheem Morris, in my opinion, is a very good defensive coordinator and has very good schemes. I think the LA Rams will be okay, but at the end of the day, if you are a Rams fan, you sacrificed all of this up front to win a Super Bowl. I know teams that will give it all up to just go and play in the Super Bowl again. So let me know in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Los Angeles Rams? Do you think this team will be competitive next season, or do you think the real rebuild would commence? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.